Blue Devil basketball on STE Channel 30. Finally, tonight, Coach Grave Irvin's Blue Devils play the Magna Vista Cavaliers in the Region 4 semifinal. The Blue Devils drew a first-round bye. Magna Vista reached the semifinals by defeating the Southwest District Tournament champion Carroll County last night by a score of 73-52. The Cavaliers were led by senior swingman K.I. Rogers with 16 points. Sean Martin and Jared Kellum chipped in with 13 points each. The Cavaliers used full court pressure to force 21 turnovers in the game with Carroll County. Magna Vista led 39-29 at halftime and used its vaunted pressure defense to outscore Carroll County by 17-9 in the third quarter to put the game away. Guards Rogers has a 15.1 per game average, and Jerry Hodge has a 15.0 per game average. The Cavaliers are 16-8 and the defending Group AA state champions. Gate City is 18-4. The Blue Devils are paced by senior guard Chris Peters, who has scored at a 19.8 per game average this year, and junior Tony McDonald, who is averaging 19.4 points per game. The Blue Devils also use full court pressure as part of their game plan. The first key to this game is which team's pressure defense can cause the most turnovers and score off of those turnovers. The second key is, will the Devils be able to use their size advantage inside on the offensive board? The Devils have good starters, a good bench, and the home court advantage. Will that be enough to offset the quickness and leaping ability of the Cavaliers? The last key will be the way the game is officiated. Patrick County will host Grundy in the other Region 4 semifinal game tonight. If the Blue Devils win, the championship game will be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We welcome you to Channel 30's tape-delayed broadcast of tonight's game. Tonight's videographer is Clayton Dickey. Mitch Taylor is Channel 30's program director. This is Larry Shelton, along with my old buddy and sidekick Mark Blanton. We'll be back with the starting lineups for tonight's Region 4 semifinal game between Magna Vista and Gate City. But first, let's take a couple of minutes to hear from the sponsors of tonight's tournament action. We're down right now. We'll come back. We're back at the Devil's Den, where it's time for the national anthem. Miss Beth Irvin, Mark, with the national anthem.
Yeah, very good rendition too. Very, very pretty.
First of all, buddy, I'm glad to have you back. I'm telling you, it's been a long time since football.
You kind of have to lead me through this thing now. I'm not been a long time since football season. The first time you and I have had a chance to be back together since football season on Channel 30. But it's good to be here, Larry. And a lot of electricity, a lot of atmosphere in the gym tonight. Two teams that are ready to do battle out here, and the Blue Devils certainly going to have, as you said earlier, a good ball game, good ball control ball game.
Yeah, I think so, Mark. The officials tonight are John Altizer, Max Shoup, and Larry Atkins, the same 3 officials that the Blue Devils had in the district tournament final. The Magna Vista Cavaliers are 16-8, and their starters are Jerry Hodge, a 5'10" senior, number 5. Brian Dudley, a 5'9" senior, number 12. Keod Rogers, a 5'10" senior, number 24. Jerry Kellum, a 6'0" junior, number 32. And number 50, John Tatum, a 6'4" sophomore. Now the starting lineup for the Gate City Blue Devils. Coached by Greg Irvin, Blue Devils with an 18-4 record. Starting at one guard will be number 23, Chris Peters. Nathan Shreve, a 5'10" sophomore, will get the one starting spot at a guard. Tony McDonald will play one of the 3 forward spots, a 6'3" junior. Aaron Noe, a 6'1" senior, number 54, will be one of the other 2 forwards. And the final starter for the Blue Devils will be Jeremy Housewright, a 6'4" junior, number 00. Yeah, Mark, we were talking, and we won't have much time here, but we were talking about the keys tonight. Both these teams play pressure defense.
Yeah, I read in the paper today where Magna Vista played a good pressure-packed game last night against, was it Patrick County?
Carroll County.
Carroll County, that's right, Carroll County. And Blue Devils, as you said, although I've not seen them at all this year in person, this is my first game this year to see them. I have watched the replay on Channel 30 and your broadcast several times, and Blue Devils are a good solid ball club all the way up and down, and as you said, got good players off the bench.
Yeah, I think that's been one of Gate City's keys. They may not have too many scorers coming off the bench, but the kids that come off the bench play as good a defense as really as the kids that start. Altizer will toss it, ball's up, tip, controlled by the Blue Devils. Peters in front court. Makes a move. Goes down low, and the pass is intercepted. Dudley controlling for the Cavaliers. They go inside. Ball is almost stolen by Aaron Noe, but tipped Alabama. Pass was intended for the big guy underneath, the 6'4" sophomore Tatum, number 50. Rogers will throw it in and receives the pass back. This Rogers, this number 24, Mark, is the leading scorer for this team.
Yeah, they're pretty balanced on their scoring last night against Carroll County.
Shot taken on the driving shot by Hodge that goes up and in. So the Cavaliers take their early lead at 2-0. Controlling out front is Shreve. Look inside and go to Housewright. He's being pushed. Goes to the middle, shoots it up short, gets his own rebound, overshoots the goal. Noe comes up with a rebound and draws the foul as he attempts to put it back up. Foul's going to be on number 50, John Tatum. That'll be his first, and naturally the first for the Cavaliers.
Tatum's far and away the biggest guy on the court for Magna Vista.
Yeah, he is. He's 6'4". And if you look at him, Mark, he's also got a little bulk about him, too. Aaron Noe's free throw is no good. Aaron usually only plays maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and that's been it all year. Second free throw is no good, and it's rebounded by Tatum. Blue Devils kind of backed off of their full court pressure a little bit, going into more or less a half court defense. The three-pointer taken out of the corner is short and rebounded, knocked out of bounds by the Cavaliers. It's going to be the Blue Devils' ball. 6:44 to go in the first quarter, 2-0. Cavaliers lead. Shreve inbound for the Devils to try to get it into McDonald. It's tipped out of bounds by the Cavaliers.
Weininger checked in the game for Aaron Noe.
Eric Weininger has really played some real defense for the Devils all year. Now the Devils getting into Peters. He's guarded by Rogers, brings him in front court. Peters makes a move, pulls up from 15 feet and buries the jumper. Score tied 2-2. Cavaliers on a wide open layup. Go up by a score of 4-2. Devils didn't get back on that, did they, Mark?
No, Rogers was wide open downfield and a good inbounds pass.
McDonald drives, spins into the middle, lays it up and good. Tony McDonald, that patented spin move. Now we have a turnover here, created by the Blue Devils defense.
Yeah, Nathan Shreve, good coverage. He and Jeremy House right that time caused the walk.
Peters to inbound, looks, finally gets it into Weininger. Now Peters for a three out of the corner, short, and rebounded by Tatum. Green spins and walks again. Even I can call that.
Yeah, I don't know much about this game, but that had to be a walk.
Score 4-4, 5:54 to go. First quarter. Peters guarded by Hodge, that is, instead of Green.
I get the easy ones every once in a while.
Ball stolen from behind by Rogers, drives, lays it up and in.
Oh, what a move by Rogers that time.
Have a foul call here. I think it's going to be on 12.
Yeah, he was all over Nathan Shreve's back on the inbounds pass.
That's Dudley. That's his first, and that's a Cavaliers' second team foul.
Rogers made some kind of move down at the goal area to get around, I believe it to get around Chris Peters a while ago. Here, Weininger one.
Weininger inbounds and get it to Calabro. He may have gotten by with a walk. Drives in front court, and they're calling it tight, Blue. This foul is going to be on Dudley. That'll be his second. Cavaliers' third.
Well, you said before the game you thought if it was a real tightly officiated game, tight game, that the Cavaliers could get in foul trouble early. So far, it looks like that the officiating is, as you suspected, would be called tight.
Yeah, it's amazing. As the lob comes in to McDonald from Peters, and he goes up and puts it in. Devils tie the score at 6-6. Cavaliers finally get it in front court. Almost stolen by Weininger. Now they get the pass for a shot in the middle. Blocked with McDonald. He loses his footing. Calabro almost picks up the ball and does finally come away with it, but throws it to the Cavaliers. And Housewright gets one of those fouls that you don't want to get by a silly reach and picks up his first foul. Blue Devils' first of the game.
Looked like for a minute this was shades of the Lebanon game here. It was rough and tumble.
I tell you, Mark, one of Housewright, McDonald, and Seaver have got to stay out of foul trouble. They've got to be able to stay in as much of this game as possible. Green into the ball game now for the Cavaliers. Shot taken off the baseline by Martin. It's good. Cavaliers lead 8-6.
Peters with the ball.
Yeah, I'm glad you could see.
I just caught a glimpse of it coming around there.
Hodge has drawn a holding foul. That's his first and Cavaliers' fourth.
I didn't know if you knew who had the ball or not.
Couldn't see. Of course, I've been accused of that a lot, you know.
I know, but you're fairly well obstructed right now.
Blue Devils are going to have the ball on their own baseline. They get it in to McDonald. Colorado now Peters from a screen. Puts up a three and knocks the bottom out. Chris Peters' field point of the game. Devils go up by 9-8. Rogers drives into the middle, puts one up, rolls off the rim, rebounded to Calabro. Calabro drives to the free throw lane, kicks it off to Seaver. It enters the ball game. He goes up and lays it in and draws the foul on Martin. That'll be Martin's first. Fifth on the Cavaliers. The bucket will be good, and Seaver will be up the line to shoot one.
Looked like Magna Vista had pulled back from the full court press a little bit too that last time.
In the lineup for Magna Vista is Josh Duffy, a 6'2 sophomore. Justin Seaver at the line trying to complete a three-point play. Free throw is good to Seaver. Devils lead by 4, 12-8. Ball deflected out of bounds by Calabro. Duffy will inbound at midcourt. Gets it in backcourt to Rod. And now they're going to run play number 3, so I guess we can tell what that is. Huh? Seaver goes after the steal. Almost comes away with it. Good pressure by Seaver, almost a 5-second count. Rogers right now guarded by McDonald. That's dangerous. Shot inside, no good. Peters may have pushed off, comes away with the rebound. 3:36 to go in the first quarter. Devils lead 12-8. McDonald almost walked, but never pulled his pivot foot. Drives into the middle, shoots it short off the front of the rim. Cavaliers come away with the rebound. Duffy gets it into the corner. Shot no good. Taken by Green. Rebounded by McDonald. Peters drives, lays it up, and in. Chris Peters for his 7th point of the game. Puts the Devils up by a score of 14-8. Martin controlling, guarded by Seaver. Drives to the free throw lane. Kicks it back. And McDonald's going to be called for a block here as he wasn't able to get set up in front.
You know, looked very nearly like a walk before he started into the lane, didn't it?
Yeah.
Again.
This will be a 2-shot free throw upcoming for the Cavaliers, and at the line will be Dudley to shoot 2. I take that back. It'll be Kellum to shoot 2. Free throw by Kellum is good. Housewright checks in.
Worley checks in. Nathan Shreve checks back in.
Try to give Peters and McDonald a little rest here before the quarter's over. Ball's tipped, and the Cavaliers with Green come away with the rebound and lose it out of bounds as Martin stepped on the baseline. Blue Devils ball. 2:34 to go in the first quarter. Devils lead by 5, 14-9. Shreve in front court. Gets it to Seaver. Look inside, finally get it out front to Worley, back to Shreve. They go in to Seaver. He almost walks and then loses the ball to the Cavaliers. A turnover for the Devils. Cavaliers come up with the ball. Blue Devils have done a good job, Mark, controlling these boards.
Yeah, they really have. I was going to say they're doing a real good job underneath.
They're not doing too good a job of handling and passing the ball, but they're controlling the board. Pass intended for Seaver went off the fingertips of Martin. So I think it surprised Martin about as much as it did Seaver.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it surprised everybody except Nathan. Nathan knew where he was going with the ball all the time, so I don't think Seaver was looking for it.
Peters and McDonald only got about a minute's rest on the clock before they check back in. Peters to inbound. Gets it into Housewright. Back in the corner to Peters. Behind the screen short. Rebounded by Martin of the Cavaliers.
Peters took that shot way off balance, Larry.
Martin puts up a 3 that's long, air ball, tipped out of bounds by, and a foul called on the play. Foul's going to be on 5. That's Hodge. That's his 2nd. And the Cavaliers 6. So far in this first quarter with 1:34 to go, the Cavaliers been whistled for 6. The Blue Devils for 2. Next foul on the Cavaliers. Devils being a 1-1 for the remainder of the half as another bad pass by the Blue Devils over Worley's head, out of bounds.
Well, as you said, Larry, the Blue Devils seem to be having a little trouble passing the ball. They're doing a good job underneath. They're just about blocking out Magna Vista completely underneath on the board.
Checking back in for the Cavaliers is Kellum. Shot taken from in front, no good. Ball stolen by Shree in the front court, waits for help, gets it back out front to Peters, to McDonald. Inside the house right. Gets out of the lane, gets it out for a three-pointer by Jones. Tipped by Housewright, and the Cavaliers come away with it. Shot up short, rebounded this time by the Cavaliers, put back up and in by Kellum. His third point of the game. Cuts the lead down to 3 at 14-11 with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Thought for a minute we almost had a double dribble on Peter.
As a matter of fact, I looked at 2 different officials to see if they were going to call it.
Blue Devils kind of spreading the court here, trying to go for the last shot. Down to 15 seconds. McDonald drives, gets double teamed, doesn't walk.
That's a walk.
A lot of turnovers early here by the Blue Devils. A little bit too anxious, Mark.
Yeah. Well, when you get this far, the intensity level turns up just a notch.
The inbound for the Cavaliers is Kellum. Gets it into Duffy. Back to Kellum, and now in front court to Rogers. And he walks.
I don't believe I've seen this many walks in a basketball game this year.
You know, I mean, you can call them. They're not the officials. Not
if I can call them, anybody can call them.
2 seconds to go. Pass into Peters, and he takes a long shot at the end of the quarter. It's no good.
Gate City Blue Devil basketball is brought to you by Darty Brothers Chevrolet, Geo Jeep and Eagle, by Weber City Drug Center, by State Line Graphics, Doc Whitley Nationwide Insurance, Delegate Terry Kilgore, Magnolia Place, Photogenius, and Fantastic Sports. And thanks to all these fine sponsors who has helped Channel 30 bring you Gate City Blue Devil basketball.
Doesn't it feel normal?
Well, I don't know. No, not really. We're not out. We're not up atop of Legion Field up there. It's a little crowded for what I'm used to. You've been doing it all year. It's a good ball game, though.
Yeah, it is. The Cavaliers were led in the first quarter by T.I. Rogers, who had a total of 4 points on 2 field goals. Blue Devils were led in scoring by Chris Peters, who had a total of 7, 1 3-pointer and 2 2-point field goals. It's going to be the Cavaliers' ball on the alternate possession. Rogers finally gets it in to Dudley, who will bring it front court, guarded by Shreve. They get it in the corner now. Back out front. Blue Devils almost in the zone, Mark. They are in the zone. Tatum finally gets rid of the ball. Rogers drives into the middle. I think that time he got away with the walk. Rebounded this time and put back up and in by Kellum. As Kellum has scored his 5th point on 2 offensive rebounds. Shreve tries to go inside against the quickness of this team. Shot taken, and a charge call on Hodge. That'll be his 3rd. And the 7th team foul on the Cavaliers. Weininger into the lineup for the Blue Devils. Weininger, Jones, McDonald, Housewright, and Peters.
I was going to say, and Peters.
Blue Devils again with a bad pass as McDonald tries to lob it into Housewright. And right now the Blue Devils not running their offense, Mark. They're trying to do some things that they're not used to doing.
Seems like they're trying to force the ball on the pass.
You're exactly right. The Blue Devils offense is a lot of passing, a lot of back screen to finally get somebody open, either Peters out front or somebody inside.
Seems like they're trying to make something happen quick.
And we have another walk call. That's at least, half a dozen walks?
Or more.
Score still 14-13, Blue Devils lead.
That's on the ones they've called.
Yeah.
I mean, they've missed.
Jones forces the three out of the corner, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Keller. Long pass in front court. Shot put up, no good. And ball is lost off of the Cavaliers. Rogers out of bounds. It'll be the Blue Devils ball.
Tell you something else, Larry. Magna Vista is getting a little more aggressive underneath on the boards, too.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're also using their jumping ability. The Devils, a time or two, have had inside position. Magna Vista was able to go up from behind and get clean, legal rebound. Peters puts up a three. This one's short. And the Cavaliers again come away with the rebound. Back off and let a shot be taken by Dudley, a three-pointer. That's his first points of the night. It puts the Cavaliers up by 2.
Hard to see when everybody jumps up, isn't it?
Yep. They really know who the shooters are on this team now. Again, the Devils try a pass, and the quickness of the Cavaliers kind of taking over as the foul called on Weiniger that time. It's his first and the third on the Blue Devils.
Cavaliers bring some fresh legs into the ball game.
And the Blue Devils will call the timeout here with 5:30 to go in the first half. Blue Devils trail by a score of 16-14.
Blue Devils got to work on their passing game, Larry. Like I say, no need for me to sit here and try to tell you that I've not seen any of the ball games much. You know I haven't, but what I have seen on the replay, I agree with what you said. They try to pass the ball around, wait for the open man, work it outside, work it in the backcourt, and make a good shot. And seems like they're just trying to force the ball. They're trying to make something happen early in this game.
Yeah, they've tried to go inside 2 or 3 times here, and there wasn't any way the ball was going to get in. Too many hands between. Dudley guarded by Peters out front. Blue Devils switching off on defense. McDonald guards Rogers finally, and they get rid of it. Now a man drives down the middle, lays it up short. Weiniger comes away with the rebound. One thing I see too about Gate City's passes, they don't have enough steam behind them. If you're going to pass the ball quick here, you want to put something on it. Look here, as the ball stolen away from Rogers. Shot taken, no good, but the foul's going to be called on Rogers. An intentional foul called by Coach Shoup.
Well, the call's on Peters.
I mean Peters. I said Rogers. Yeah. I'm sorry, you're right. I knew I had you along for some reason.
Dudley was the man made to steal it. And, it looked like Dudley just reached out there and took the ball away from Chris. I don't know where
I think
Chris was looking inside for a pass, and he just kind of reached out there and took it away.
I don't know that I consider that an intentional foul, because he did go for the ball. Free throw by
Dudley, isn't it?
Dudley is no good. Second free throw by Dudley is also no good.
Well, looks like we picked the right man to foul.
Still going to be the Cavaliers' ball on the intentional foul. 4:48 to go. Cavaliers lead the Blue Devils by a score of 16-14. Good ball handlers, Mark.
Well, they are. They really are. Number 44 adds a little beef to their lineup, too.
Yeah, he does. Sure does. Blue Devils in almost like a 1-2-2 zone here. Rogers drives into the middle, has the ball deflected. Right back to him, and he puts it up and in.
Ball actually bounced off Housewright's chest right back into the arms of Rogers.
Yep. Another pass is telegraphed, stolen by the Cavaliers. Laid up and good by Duffy. That's his first 2 points, and the Cavaliers jump up by 6, 20-14. Shreve into the corner. has the ball tipped out of bounds. Well, I tell you, when you go to the corner, they're going to double team every time, looks like.
Yeah, this was a foul.
Yeah,
I thought it looked like he got Nathan around the neck.
And that foul was on number 12, as we were kind of screened out.
Yes, we were.
That is Dudley. That's his third foul. Blue Devils want a timeout here, a full timeout. When we come back, Shreve that's fouled, Mark?
Shreve, yes.
Will be at the line to shoot 1+.
Gate City Blue Devil basketball brought to you by Daugherty Brothers, Chevrolet, Geo, Jeep, and Eagle. By Fantastic Sports. By Photogenius. Magnolia Place. By Weber City Drug Center. State Line Graphics. Doc Whitley, Nationwide Insurance. Delegate Terry Kilgore. And again, thanks to all these fine sponsors who help Channel 30 bring you Gate City Blue Devil basketball.
You know, this Magna Vista team, Mark, was only 5-4 in their district. But they were, did you say 16-4 overall, or 16 and? Yeah, I think they're 16-8 now.
16-8 overall.
That includes tournament games.
Now, the winner of tonight's game, regardless of what happens tomorrow night, advances on to the.
That's right. The two teams that win tonight
to the finals.
To the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah.
This is semifinals. To the quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is the semifinals of the region.
And whoever loses tonight is packing it in.
That's right. Shreve's free throw is no good. Rebounded by Martin of the Cavaliers. Blue Devils haven't scored in the Coons age here. Martin controls, guarded by Shreve. Close to a 5-second count, I would think.
There's almost a steal.
They finally get it inside to an open man who scores on the play, and that was Duffy. That's his 4th point. Go inside to Seaver. Seaver drives and puts it up and scores the first 2 points for the Devils in a long time.
Well, I tell you,
first 2 points this quarter, really.
Cavaliers are beating the Devils back down court, Larry.
Shot taken, no good, and a foul call on the play. I hate to have to stand up for this game, but I mean, you may have to.
The Cavaliers are getting back so quick. The Devils are not, you know, that time, the last time down the court, looked like that we only had 2 guys in the front court and 3 lagging behind. It could be that they need a rest.
Yeah, you could be right. Free throw is good by Duffy. Duffy has come in here and scored 5 points in the second quarter. So some instant offense by Duffy as he goes for his 6th point here on the free throw. And it's good. Substitute back in for the Cavaliers as Tatum re-enters the ballgame.
Housewright checked in for the Blue Devils.
Peters comes in front court now for the Blue Devils. Maybe a walk that time by McDonald.
Yeah, I think.
Really,
my goodness.
Either got a foul or a 5-second call. Foul's going to be on 4. That's Green. It'll be his first, and that'll be the 8th on the Cavaliers. I wondered what Altizer was waiting on. The play was right there in front of him.
Actually, Shoup made the call.
Yeah. McDonald's free throw rims out, no good. So the Devils not doing any good at the free throw line. And if you're going to stay in this ball game tonight, if the fouls going the way they are, you better hit your free throw. 3-pointer taken down the corner, good. That's Duffy. Score 27-16 now as the Cavaliers have increased their lead to 11. McDonald in the corner. Back out to Shreve. And that defense they play, buddy, if you get the ball, there's going to be 2 people on you in a heartbeat.
Yes. Especially on Peters and McDonald, every time.
Fouls on Duffy, his first. The 9th on the Cavaliers.
Duffy has provided a lot of offense since he came in the game.
Oh, yeah. Shreve at the line to shoot 1+. Free throw by Shreve is good. The Devils are only 2 for 5 at the free throw line. 2 of those misses have been 1-on-1. Nathan Shreve. Second free throw is also good. Devils trim away at the Cavaliers' lead now, trail by 9. Another three-pointer taken, no good. Rebounded this time by Housewright.
Thrown out of bounds.
Thrown out of bounds. Just too quick. Bad judgment. Mark, I don't know about you, but I want to stand up. Because the fans in front of us just continue to block us out. Blue Devils a little edgy, looks like that.
Well, I thought so, but I thought so from the opening tip, but they looked like they were just trying to make something happen. It looked like there was a sense of urgency from the very first possession, but a lot of ball left to be played.
Rogers drives in. He's fouled on the floor, but Shreve is
that Nathan's second foul.
That is Nathan's first foul.
Is it?
Yeah. Blue Devils 6. Jones checks in to replace Shreve. Duffy to throw it in. Cavaliers work the ball well around this press.
They don't hold it long, do they?
That's unusual to see Coach Irvin in a press. I think he's maybe conceded that his team is not quick enough defensively to stay with them in a man-to-man match. As Rogers holds the ball out front, drives, kicks it in the corner to Green, back to Rogers. And they'll run a lot of clock here with the Blue Devils in the zone.
Yeah, and a 9-point lead.
Peters already has 2 fouls, and I'm sure they'd be very pleased to pick up the third one on him.
Well, like I say, they handled the ball well. Look here, they've worked it around, got Rogers open underneath.
And he goes up and puts it in.
A lot of patience that time by the Cavaliers.
Rogers' 8th point of the game. We're down to a minute to go in the first half. The ball's tipped out of bounds for the Cavaliers. An 11-point lead by the Magna Vista Cavaliers over the Blue Devils here. And it's been defense and more than anything, Mark. Blue Devils have Peters open from 25 feet, and he knocks down a 3. Chris Peters' first 3 points of the second quarter cuts the lead down to 8 at 29-21.
Blue Devils and Chris Peters both needed that one.
Yeah. Good move by Rogers. Drives down the lane, lays it up high off the board and in.
I tell you, Rogers is a good ball player.
He is. Good ball handler, good shooter. 25 seconds to go in the first half. Green on Peters. Now they kick it out to McDonald. Guarded by Duffy. The receiver back to McDonald down to 12 seconds. As Green. McDonald kicks it, tries to go inside again. Seaver, only a good catch, made that, and Seaver goes up and lays it in.
Yeah, good hand to Seaver that time. Oh, goodness. Rogers about hit that.
So at the half, it is Magna Vista 31, Gate City 23. I got to figure this out, Mark. You talk all you want to. I don't believe I've got this right.
What don't you think you've got right, buddy? You don't think you've got the score right?
No, you don't. Yeah, I don't think I've got the score right. Let me see. Blue Devils scored 14 in the first half.
Blue Devils are going to have to make a little better decision in the passing game, the passing department.
All right, let's run through the totals now for both teams. For the Cavaliers of Magna Vista, who lead by a score of 31-23, Hodge played and only had 1 field goal for 2. Dudley had a 3-point field goal for 3. Duffy, the man that really inspired this group, along with Rogers here in the second quarter. Duffy came in and had 9 points, all of those in the second quarter. Martin had a 2-point field goal in the first quarter for 2. Keod Rogers has 5 2-point field goals for a total of 10. And Jared Kellum has 2 2-point field goals and is 1 for 2 from the free throw line for a total of 5. The scoring for the Blue Devils: Nathan Shreve, there's where I messed up. Nathan Shreve hit a 1-on-1 a while ago. He's 2 for 3 from the free throw line for a total of 2. Chris Peters has 2 2-point field goals, 2 3-point field goals for a total of 10 points at the half. Tony McDonald had 2 2-point field goals in the first half for a total of 4 and is 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Justin Seaver has come in and given the Blue Devils an offensive lift as he had 3 2-point field goals and is 1 for 1 at the free throw line for a total of 7 points. And Aaron Noe was 0 for 2 at the free throw line and played and did not score. So with 8:28 to go, we're going to take a break at halftime. We'll be back for the opening tip after these words from our sponsor. Just a minute, a little over a minute before the start of the second half. Mark and I are sitting here talking off camera about kind of what all was going on early on in the first half. The Devils got outscored in that second quarter by a score of 20-9, and that's right now that's the difference in the ballgame. As
the Cavaliers did a good job, Larry, coming down, keeping the Devils, and they got more aggressive under the boards as the game went on too. You know, we talked about how the Blue Devils were being aggressive underneath. And, in the first quarter, you didn't see too many Cavaliers in there making too many rebounds, but then they got aggressive in the second quarter.
One thing we talked about, Mark, every time in the first half a Blue Devil had the ball and stopped his dribble, there was two people on him. So if the Devil's going to do anything against this defense, they've got to continue to move the ball, either by the pass or by the dribble.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to have to stay out of the corners, too.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Boys, when you go down into the corner, it's a death sentence trying to get out of there.
Yeah, it's almost like being in jail. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Should be the Blue Devils' ball, I think, to start the third quarter here. And it is going to be. As the Devils will start with Seaver, Housewright. Got a C here. Blue Devils finally get it into Weininger. McDonald has been, I think they've done a good job on McDonald. He's not inside where he ought to be. Peters drives, takes a three-pointer, no good. McDonald comes away with the rebound and lays it up and in. Only McDonald's sixth point of the game. They know how to break the press, Mark.
Don't they?
Tatum puts his first 2 points of the game in. McDonald drives, shoots it off the board from about 6 feet and scores for the Blue Devils. Again, the Cavaliers get it down court. Hodge goes up and lays it in as they're eating Gate City's press up. Quickness, Mark, big key.
Real big key.
McDonald drives, has an open shot and draws a foul. That foul's going to be on Kellum. That's his first, and the first of this half on the Cavaliers, as McDonald will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Score is 35-27. Magna Vista leads. McDonald's first free throw is good. That's Tony's 9th point of the game. He can go into double figures here if he hits this free throw, and also cut the lead down to 6. Free throw is good. And the Cavaliers lead cut to 6. Devils in a zone press this time a little bit. As again, Hodge drives, misses, and rebounded by McDonald. A foul on Hodge for reaching, and that's 4 on Hodge. If I've got this down right. And the scoreboard has 4, so I must be right.
Hey, you're both on the same page.
McDonald drives and travels.
Tell you, Larry, they're doing a good job beating the press, but when they get down there and put it up, don't make it. There's nothing but Blue Devils down there to rebound.
Yeah. Score is 35-29. Cavaliers ball. A lot of hands.
Yeah, a lot of hands.
As Rogers controls out front, guarded by Housewright, behind the back dribble. Shoots it up, no good. Seaver rebounds, has the ball taken away from him, but lost out of bounds for the Cavaliers.
I'll tell you, that Rogers is a ball handler.
Well, as I tell you, if you get the ball down, they're going to go after it. You got to keep the ball away from them. Blue Devils ball. They trail by 6. McDonald to Weininger. Looks like now the Cavaliers in a zone defense. Go inside the Housewright. Peters puts one up from 25 feet and knocks the bottom out of it. 13th point by Peters. Cuts the lead down to 3. Cavaliers. Long pass in front court. This time, ball deflected out of bounds on some defense by Weininger from behind. But really, Rogers had him beat. It's just Eric got his hands in there and knocked it out of bounds.
Eric was able to reach in and get a hand on it.
Martin to throw it in. Finally gets it in to Dudley. Guarded by Weininger. They handled the ball well, Mark. Shot from in front, no good. Rebounded by Rogers. Throws a wild shot up. This one is rebounded by Peters of the Blue Devils. Blue Devils with a chance to cut the lead down or to tie. And Peters goes for the tie with a three. No good. Collebrook comes away with the rebound. Gets it back out front to Peters. Devils control the boards that time. Weiniger. They back off of Weiniger. Eric hadn't shot much all year. Peters puts one out of the deep left corner for a three. Ties the score at 35. Devils hustle back on defense. Dudley now controlling out front, guarded by Peters. Wild pass inside. Tatum comes up with it, shoots one up and in for his fourth point of the game.
I'm not so sure that pass was that wild. I think he knew where he was going with it.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Peters loses control of the ball out of bounds, but is tipped out by the Cavaliers. And everybody on this side thought the official, Mr. Atkins, missed it, but
including me.
I think what we couldn't see was the hand of the Cavalier laying underneath Peters.
Underneath Peters. Well, from here it appeared that it went out on Peters.
37-35, the Cavaliers lead. Region 4 semifinals. Weiniger finally gets it into Collebrook. Back to Hutchins, who's in the ball game now. They go inside to McDonald. He spins from in front and draws a foul. This foul is going to be on Kellum. That'll be his second. And the third on the Cavaliers, as Tony that time hesitated, really, and almost like he's looking for a foul. McDonald will be back at the free throw line to shoot two. So far in tonight's game, McDonald has 10 points. Free throw is a little too hard off the back of the rim. McDonald is 2 for 4 at the free throw line. Second free throw by McDonald is good. Thought about it a while. Cavaliers lead by 1. Collebrook tries to keep Rogers from scoring, but he goes up and lays it in. Rogers, 12 point of the game.
Tell you one thing, these Cavaliers don't take any three-pointers, do they?
Well, they've shot a couple here and made them. I don't know why we have stands and people want to not use their seat. Peters drives, puts it up from 12 feet. Good. Rogers again in front court. As they run a guard out all the time.
There's a three.
On the rebound. Yeah, that three's up and good by Dudley. That's his second three-pointer of the game. 42-38, Cavaliers lead. Weiniger puts one up from 15 feet, rolls off, rebounded by Rogers of the Cavaliers. Cavaliers control, they go inside. Ball tipped that time, but rebounded again by